Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what are you saying, people? Welcome back to another live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, find it useful, please be sure to drop a like on the stream. It really does help out. And make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future, because of course you will be notified. And whilst you have to check out the free Discord channel, linked at the top there, it's pinned. We'll be sharing updates there, trade ideas, of course discussing with people as well. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you go check it out. But guys, welcome back to another stream. So a very eventful day yesterday. We had, of course, CPI for dollar, but we also had the yen pairs plummet a little bit. So we have seen some movement across the board. I mean, dollar pairs didn't move too much, or some did. Pound USD was rallying pretty hard, but like dollar CAD still waiting for a breakout for this one. But I do think it's slowly coming into play. What's up, Game City? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Good morning. Good morning. I am well. Thank you for asking. Hope you're good. William, as always, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Devon, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Good morning. I am doing good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, nothing at the moment. I mean, I was looking a lot at dollar this week. Main opportunities were gold and silver, which silver's looking promising now. Didn't really get any entry signals that fit the plan. Tuesday, Wednesday, gold kind of went without me as well. There was something down the 30-minute, but I don't go lower than the hourly. I was looking to short CHF pairs as well. Pound CHF I was looking to take a short on. Didn't really set up how I wanted it to. It was far too bullish. Coming back into the high. Euro Swiss is coming back into an area which I am interested in for a sell as well. But again, nothing has given me a signal yet to short. As we do approach this high, if we go to the daily chart, this is another area which I am looking to take a sell. So I'm keeping a close eye. Looking for some entries on the hourly time frame. If you could maybe throw a nice wick, that would be nice. Bearish engulfing, I will look for a short there. It may just be a short-term opportunity. We might see some downside and then maybe price goes bullish again. But this will give me time to go break even, maybe start trading stops as well. So yeah, I'm interested in Euro CHF, but yeah, nothing really has presented. Pound NZD's been way too bullish. I'm looking for a pullback on this one. So it's been a bit of hit and miss, but I'm liking the price action going into next week though. It is looking promising, especially with silver retracing as hard as they're doing now. What's up, Tony Gold? Hope you're well. Yes, we'll take a look at silver. New York finale this week. Yes. A finale for an interesting week, to be fair. A lot of movement. What's up, man? Zondi, welcome to stream. Hope you're well. Rick, good morning. Hope you're well. More as always. Welcome. Hope you are doing good. So yeah, silver's having a pretty hard time right now. Was looking pretty bullish after CPI yesterday, but it looks like it's come back on itself. So things are looking interesting for that one because the bias is still the same. We're looking for a swing higher back to 32.3 up there. So that's still very much the bias. Now I just need to find an opportunity to trade that. I'm looking on the hourly chart, which is again where I do find my entries. But nothing quite yet. I like the fact that we spilled over. I want price to kind of find its support first, maybe spike a little bit low into this area, and then I'll consider some longs. So something like that, and then looking for a buy like that would be something I'll be interested on for silver. But yeah, I'm looking to swing it at least back to the high here. But of course, the main aim is back to the daily swing high, all the way up there. So that's the long-term view. But of course, with these swings, we could very much come back to the high and come right back down again. So this will be the first major target. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for silver. It's been a little bit tricky to trade because some of the entry signals down here were outside of my trading hours. But hopefully now that we've got this second pullback, things could look a little bit more interesting. And I'm hoping gold can pull back as well, because gold actually arguably looks a little bit better than silver, but just silver's had a better retracement. As I'm looking at gold, we've come down a little bit. I want it to at least come back and retest the high here before I do consider any opportunities. Not quite there yet, but we definitely could end up there. Silver's already coming to some interesting areas, so looking for something like that to catch a buy. But again, I'm not fast. I just want to get into one of them because they both do the same move pretty much. Six positions, more is not messing around at all. Is it still Euro-yen? Devon. Yeah, you can direct message me. Direct message me on Instagram or Telegram or Discord. Direct message me on one of those platforms. But not me. Well, again, when you're going to see moves like that, it is very frightening, 100%. You know, this is a huge sell-off, as we can see. Look at that for pound yen. That's not your everyday price action you see for FX pairs. Yen pairs a little bit can be a little bit exciting at times, but that's not your everyday move. So 100% that will be a little bit scary. If you're not used to it, it's going to scare you 100%. But you know, if you have a plan in place and you know what you're looking to do and you have full confidence in that, it doesn't really matter what type of price action you see, as long as you're protecting your risk and okay, what happens if this fails? You know, you determine that beforehand. Then you tackle the market as you see fit. But yeah, crazy moves to the downside for the yen pairs, and you know, you kind of would expect this at some point in time. Of course, I had no idea what happened yesterday, but you know, the markets have been crazy bullish. I mean, look at pound yen. How many consecutive bullish candles have we had there? It was a matter of time before we do see a retracement. But then again, zooming out and look at the bigger picture, you know, this is pound yen on the daily chart. You know, all we've had is literally just this bearish candle here on the daily chart. In the grand scheme of things, that bearish candle doesn't really mean anything, really. the trend is still very, very much firmly to the upside. Of course, if I scale down to like the hourly chart, things look really scary because you look at this candle, how nicely we're moving up, and then boom, it looks like things have changed. Maybe the yen pairs are going to reverse, maybe they're going to plummet, and maybe they do so. But probabilities still lie with the balls for this one. Just all you need to do is flick to the bigger picture. All we've had is that bearish candle there, which doesn't mean much. Sure, maybe we do have a bit more downside, maybe. But the likelihood is we're going to eventually take out this high and go higher as well. So that's kind of my verdict with the yen pairs. The bearish candle on the daily doesn't really mean much, and just a bit of a wick there on the weekly time frame as well. New Zealand yen, this one's a bigger move as well, but again, in the grand scheme of things, nothing we haven't seen before. CAD yen likewise, Aussie yen likewise as well, Euro yen, dollar yen, there's nothing we haven't seen before. It just looks like another move like we've had over here or over there. Seeing that again, so naturally expecting support to come back into play, and Swiss yen the same thing as well. So although the lower time frames look scary, like the hourly chart, how it happened so quickly, looking at the higher time frames puts things in perspective. But yeah, definitely a scary move, 100%. But I think just looking at the higher time frames puts things, you can look at the bigger picture a little bit and digest it. But yeah, I would still be expecting yen pairs to push higher. What's up, Holy One of Israel? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Trendline support and resistance. Dollar Swiss, okay, I'll take a look, Manzondi, no problemo. What's up, Anis? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. No, down, please leave the JPY to work. I mean, again, the JPY's got a mind of its own. It could still see another drop. I don't think the drop will be as big as this one. It might come back to test support again. Because again, this drop here is definitely shaking out a lot of buyers from the previous couple of weeks. Aussie yen, for example, all the buyers who are having fun in there, fun in here, even just about in here as well, all of them will be liquidated by now with this massive move. So it has shaked out a lot of people. So now you're going to have a lot more sellers taking off their positions because they would have profited on a really nice move. And then the buyers would be looking to start getting back in again. So I do expect us to slowly claw back up. But who knows? Maybe we do have one more move back down. There's still a lot of bearish momentum in the market. But I think the bigger move is still with the buyers. So I would only be looking at buying opportunities for the yen pairs as well. Not considering to sell yet. Okay, so I'll go through dollar Swiss, dollar yen, Rita. Waban, I'm not sure buy or sell, which pair you're talking about. Buy and sell. Yeah, could be looking for price. Yeah, I completely agree. So yeah, looking at the bigger picture, it just looks like we're probably coming back to retest some structure. I mean, I think dollar yen's come back into a really nice high over here. I think dollar yen, in terms of the level we're trading at, probably looks the best to me. We've come back into a nice high over there, but nothing's really changed. I think we probably have a long-term standing trend line here. If, sort of from that low here to that low, to that low, to that low. So there's just naturally a really clean uptrend here. So unless something significant happens, and what I mean by that is a break of structure like this, then I'll be considering, okay, maybe the yen pairs might be turning around. But for now, they're still obeying market structure. Come back to another area of value. We might consolidate a little bit. Maybe the market takes a bit of a breather. I'm not too sure if we go straight back up, but we might kind of consolidate a little bit and then be on our way maybe sometime next week. here was a very kind of rapid move. We sold off really heavily and pushed up really heavily. But then again, we did have two kind of sell-offs. So we had one over there, a push up, and the second one there before a bigger move. But yeah, I mean, we're still trading at areas of confluence, so I do think yen pairs will creep higher. If I take a look at dollar Swiss, so dollar Swiss, we had a bit of a move to the downside. We did see price kind of erase most of it by the end of the day. Of course, dollar was looking exceptionally bearish after CPI, as we can see, still is looking pretty bearish. We have reached that support level, which I was talking about, so that's kind of, that objective has met. Now I'm kind of just waiting to see what price does next. Because the way I look to analyze the market is I'll come up with a bias, come up with a target of where I expect the market to go to fulfill that bias. And once we get to that level, that target, whether support resistance, then I look to see how price reacts with it, because we could rebound and potentially reverse, or we could break through and keep going. As I've been saying, I don't really have a longer term view on the dollar because it's just been really corrective. So I'm kind of just taking it week by week. So last couple of weeks have been bullish, then we broke structure. So this week have been bearish. We saw a nice move back into the level. Now it's kind of, okay, what's the next move? I'm not too sure. We are still looking bearish. We could definitely break through. And I think if we do break through, then things will look a little bit clearer to me. So that's kind of what I want to see, a strong break of this level. And then that'll probably open up the door to more sells. Because at that point, now we're creating some lower lows and lower highs. So then I'll be expecting more of the same, maybe back to the low there. Depends how big the break is. If we start respecting it, then we might just see price kind of consolidate, which is not great. So yeah, my verdict with DXY is still bearish, but we're coming to major support, so I really want to see price break through this. But moving on to dollar CHF, again with this one, I'm still looking for a move into the swing low here, because I'm looking at this being the next lower high. So one over there, second over there, and potentially a third over there. We came back to retest some structure here, so support, resistance. And I do expect us to slowly make our way to the downside. So if you're looking at trading opportunities, I'll still be looking at sells here. We are seeing some bearish structure now in the 4 hour. So that's a good sign. I would say a nice short would be maybe if you can spike back into this area, or even this area up here wouldn't be the worst in the world. And then look for sells around there would be nice for some possible continuation. So yeah, that's kind of how I would look to tackle USDCHF. Looking at downside, we've got some bearish structure to follow. Nice areas of value just above us, around 0.89700 and 0.89. We do have big support which needs to be broken. Okay, so I'll go through dollar yen as well. Yeah, you did, Eric. You did say USDJPY selling off before CPI, and it did big time. That was a really big sell-off. But again, I was never going to look to short dollar yen before the news. Never going to do that in a million years, even if I was confident with that bias, just because the market's been so bullish. We got CPI coming out, and if I'm wrong big time as well. So never take that trade. But yeah, you were definitely right with that one. William. Okay, I'll look at Euro USD as well. We'll take a look at pound yen too. 210 and 180.568. Now we wait and see. Okay, I'll go take a look at those areas, but they sound way away. Ben, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Bias on gold. I'll touch on gold in a moment. yeah, I mean, that has been okay. Making tea. Yeah, that has been the theme of the yen pairs. We push up, intervene, push up, intervene. That has literally been a cycle for a very long time, actually, to be honest. So, yeah, you're naturally going to expect that to continue. And technicals point that way as well. As long as technicals keep giving me bullish structure, I would always retain that bullish bias for the yen pairs until we start breaking structure. But as we can see with dollar yen, we have come back into a really interesting area over here. Prior resistance over there taken as support. And of course, as I mentioned, that trendline confluence as well. So I'm looking to long the yen pairs, but I'm not looking to get in straight away. I kind of want to see price give me a bit of a double bottom first before I do look to place any positions myself. I think dollar yen looks the best to me, so that's the one I'll probably focus on. Yeah, the rest of the yen pairs not quite at big levels of support and resistance. CAD just missed this area here. Aussie not quite, Euro not quite. Yeah, so dollar yen for me is by far the better pair. At least that fits the plan well. So I'll just focus on this one in terms of buys, but what I'll be looking for some double bottoms because this is some hefty momentum. And as I've said, we still could see another drop, as we had over here, drop 1, drop 2, and arguably a third one there as well. So I don't want to buy straight away, but we're definitely in an area which I would want to buy in. So if I can see some evidence that we're bottoming out, maybe even a higher low, I would be looking for some entries there to take a buy. And yeah, try to swing it back to the high. So that's still very much the plan there for dollar yen. In terms of Euro USD, we're back at resistance now. So there's not much for me to do. I was looking to buy it towards this area this week. That was the plan. We had a really nice impulse last week. So I was looking for a correction, retest this area for a higher low. We did see that sort of happen, just not as big of a pullback as I was looking for. Then price found its feet and pushed higher. Now it's at that level. So I do think with Euro USD, we're probably going to break through the area, but I don't want to be the person to try and find that out with a trade buying into that level. If we can break through, fantastic. Then I'll be looking at something like this to follow. Similar to what I said on the DXY. If the DXY can do something like this, I'll be looking like something like this to follow. And of course, Euro USD in the opposite direction. But price action hasn't been particularly great. We have been trapped in this bearish channel for a while, and now we're trading at the extreme of it. So if we are going to see a breakout and a continuation, let's break out. Let's show some signs of continuation, because pound USD has done that in abundance. You can see price has really cleared this level of resistance and left it behind. So to me, it looks like pound is on a one-way street back to the high over there. So I'm looking for Euro USD to show some similar characteristics very, very soon, with a breakout of this ending channel here as well. But of course, we haven't had it yet. So waiting on dollar to show a bit more momentum. Then I'll be interested in euro a little bit more. But pound looks so much better to me. Aussie dollar looks so much better to me as well. So I just focus on those two in terms of the dollar crosses. So yeah, but the aim is looking for more dollar weakness though. Okay, so we'll take a look at pound yen as well. I think I might have missed that up here. If I have, let me know. I'll go through gold as well. Favor, yes, we'll take a look at Euro NZD. Oil, we'll take a look. What's up, Casperia? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. See if you gave me a heart attack yesterday, I can imagine. Yes, I did see what you said in the morning. I replied just before I got into the stream. Yes, Pound Suit Chef, we'll take a look. Keeping an eye on Euro Swiss, by the way. That's a pair that I will look to take entries if I do get a signal in this area. It's going to take a lot of momentum, but I think we can probably see a move. This is a really nice area for me. Big impulse from that level. think we're creeping into the 0.618 as well. So I like the area we're trading in. And we've had a pretty stretched move, and there's still a gap down here which you could go and fill, but I'm not sure I'll hold the trade for that long. But anyway, Euro CHF back at this high here. Now I can get a pretty nice stop loss above the high somewhere here. If I can get a nice bearish engulfing candle, that would be beautiful. And then stop loss like that, and then I'll see how far I can take it. But I will keep an eye out on Euro CHF because I'm looking to sell. But yeah, no entry yet, and it probably will take a couple of hours at least as well. But yeah, in terms of gold, so gold, everything is still pretty straightforward for this one. I'm actually really liking gold because we're still seeing a lot of, still seeing a lot of momentum. Price is really committing to the upside now, and I think it's just a matter of time before we do end up back at the high here at 24.40. So the plan is just to be looking for these pullbacks for gold. We've really broken through structure on the left. We've left it in the dust, and now we've got some really nice bullish structure, which is well in play as well. So the plan is looking for that next pullback, which looks like it's happening. I don't think we'll probably get the trade today. This is the 4-hour chart. It'll probably take a few more candlesticks to pull back, so probably looking early next week, Monday, Tuesday. But I wanted to at least get back to the high here at 23.93, which is of course our price swing high. At least retest that area. Even some areas down here would be nice as well. But at least get to the first area, and then I'll start looking for entries. But again, gold for me, price action is pretty straightforward, pretty self-explanatory. Looking for that pullback and looking for the higher low. So yeah, hopefully we can get it probably early next week. I mean, it'd be nice if it's today, but I doubt it will be. And then yeah, looking for a push back to 24.40. So silver and gold both looking pretty good. Silver not too far away. Again, I think probably for next week, maybe today. I'll keep an eye out for it. We'll be looking for another spike to the downside into that level, and then possibly a bigger push to the high. But we're looking at similar things for both of them. Okay, so yeah, we'll take a look at pound yen. We'll go through Euro NZD, oil. I'm normally up around 7 a.m. because my trading window is from 8 till 5. So that gives me enough time to digest the previous price action from the Asian session and plot what I'm looking at for the day. Pound CHF, we'll take a look. UJ as well. All days for it. Yeah, I normally do that at 7. Give myself, I mean, it doesn't take too long because, again, with the overview, the way I look at the market, most of my analysis anyway is done on the weekend. So when I'm trading during the week, it's kind of just staying up to date with price and see how price moves, because of course you've got the news, you've got big moves, like of course like the JPY pairs, you wouldn't really foresee that over the weekend, will you? So you kind of map out areas where you're looking to buy and sell, or at least I do. And then during the week, it's kind of just staying up to date with price action, what's happened during the Asian session, and plotting which pairs are likely to set up for the day. So it doesn't really take me too long to do that because most of the work is done on the weekend for me anyway. But my windows from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. is when I'm allowed to place trades. And then after 5 p.m., I try not to look at the charts. Okay, so we'll take a look at pounds. So with pound yen, this one's really looking pretty bullish. This one already looks like it's trying to be on its way. Again, pound yen hasn't really come back to a big level of support for me, so I'm not really looking at this one. Like I said, dollar yen looks the best for me, so I think that's the yen pair I will just focus on next week. But I think there is like a long-standing trend line pound yen that we've got in play. Yeah, this one. So test there, test there, test there. Arguably another test there as well. And it looks like price has come back again. So there's not really a big level which we're looking to trade from here for pound yen, because we've been so bullish. We've kind of left a lot of structure behind, back over here. So yeah, with pound yen, I would be looking at another move back to 208.059. Stop loss below that wick makes sense. Of course, the risk reward might not be looking the absolute best from here to the high. Probably looking at just shy of a 1-to-1. So it would be nice if pound yen can come back down and allow you to get a better entry. But then again, if you're looking to trade the yen pairs, you're probably looking to take it past the high anyway. So the risk reward will open up. But this is your safest bet. Anything else is kind of more of a bonus. So yeah, going forward with pound yen, I'll be looking at buys just around that trend line, because that's the only bit of structure I've really got in play, really. So yeah, we'll go through oil as well, UNZD, pound CHF. Okay, I will take a look after the stream, Devon. Pound Aussie, yes, we'll take a look. Ether, no problem. Yeah, I remember you mentioning. Sleep at 3 a.m. and up at 5. Man, that's 2 hours sleep. How are you functioning? 2 hours sleep, I wouldn't be able to get a sentence out. So yeah, with UNZD, we're back at this area. So this is naturally an area where I would be looking to sell. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting a big swing back to the low, because I don't really have a clear-cut bias for UNZD really, because we kind of are placing these major lower highs, one over there, second, potentially a third, and could be a fourth as well. But at the same time, we haven't really been breaking structure. We actually came back and respected that low. So we could be forming another lower high here. So sales is kind of what I'd be looking for. But similar to when we're talking about down here, I'd wait for some evidence that we are bottoming out, which would be some equal highs, break of structure, break of a low, and then looking for some opportunities against that. So that's kind of what I'll be looking at for UNZD. It's at a really nice level for a short. We didn't actually have a retest. I remember I was actually looking for the retest of this level, and we had that break, but we never came back. Now after 4 or 5 weeks, we're finally back there. So I do expect to see a reaction. And if it is our lower high, then there's a good chance we're coming right back down to this low. But I wouldn't bet on that just yet. I think I'll just be looking to play a reaction and see if we can get it back to this area here. That's looks sensible, because there isn't really a clear-cut trend at play here. High time frames don't look that good to me. But pound NZD, that one looks really good. I think we could be trying to work our way back to the high there next. We have already hit our target already, which is this level. Didn't really retrace to give me an opportunity to get long, unfortunately. But another pullback, maybe somewhere around here. I'll be looking for another attempt and try and catch the next wave. Okay, so yeah, we'll go through oil and pound CHF, UJ next as well, pound Aussie. Well, don't worry, it's gonna burn out soon. I reckon a few hours it will catch up to you and you'll sleep like a baby tonight. The big move on the yen pairs got you going. Yes, I do, Rick. I will hold positions over the weekend. As a person who's looking for bigger moves in the market, swing trade, I will hold position over the weekend. Of course, there is risk involved with holding the weekend. There's gaps. things can happen over the weekend that cause the market to be volatile, and that's just a normal risk of holding through the weekend. Some people don't like it, some people don't mind it. Again, with me, sometimes I do take positions on Friday, haven't hit the target yet, and I will hold. So yeah, I don't really mind holding over the weekend. Okay, so with oil, I think oil was a little bit bullish yesterday. Yes, it was. We did have a bit of a move up higher. So yeah, oil was quite bullish. Kind of missed the level which we were talking about down here, which would have been a nice location for a buy. I was talking about some sells at this area, which we did see a slight reaction, but price didn't really respect that level too much and broke through. Was that after the news? Yeah, it was. So with oil, naturally looking for sells, because again, if I quickly go to the weekly time frame, we're still coming in into an area where this is a place to short. The market is still seeing higher lows, and still seeing lower highs as well. So as we approach the upper end of this price action, of this chart pattern, you're looking for selling opportunities unless we're going to see a breakout, of course. So I would be looking at sales as we do approach that high there, 84. That would make sense, and stop loss above the high there is kind of how I look to tackle it. But it is important to see how we react at those areas. Not really a pattern which I'll look to trade myself, because it's not really a larger trend at play. But if you're going to look to trade oil, this is bearish territory for me, and sales will look good around 84 if we see some decent rejection there. But yeah, oil for me, naturally a place where I would expect to see some downside, unless maybe we see a huge breakout. Then of course we'll reanalyze that. But at the moment, not looking likely. So yeah, with pound CHF, this one broke through my level on Wednesday, was it? Tuesday, Wednesday, we broke through a key level resistance. I was looking to short from here. Didn't see price reject, it was rejecting it, but I didn't reject it how I wanted to, especially as we came back into the high. It just broke straight through, so I stayed at the market. And now price is looking very, very bullish still, and still pushing pretty hard, as we can see there. So it might mean that pound CHF's next destination is the swing high here at 1.165. So I did say yesterday, maybe if we can have a bit of a pullback, this could be a nice lower area to pick up some longs and trade it back to that high. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at pound CHF, but it's looking exceptionally bullish right now. So difficult to do much with it until we start to pull back. I wouldn't really look to short anymore. It's broken through my area, so that's kind of put that in the bin. But another pullback, we could be pushing back to the high. Generally looks like the CHF pairs are slowly working their way back to their swing high. Euro CHF could be doing that as well. CAD CHF, that was not quite close, but Aussie CHF's almost there. New Zealand CHF's got a lot of work to do. But I think CHF at the moment is still pretty weak. And I think pound's a little bit strong. But yeah, generally speaking, pound has been quite strong, and I'm liking what I'm seeing with pound USD. A lot of momentum to the upside, so this really paints a clear picture for me next week, because now that we've finally seen a breakout of this 2024 range, because we've been trapped in here since the start of the year, now price has finally broken through that. For me, that's a big sign that says, okay, we'll probably come into this high. So now my plan is looking for pullbacks on that way. Doesn't necessarily have to be a retest of this level here. It could be a retest of the high there. So I'll see how things shape up, because it depends how far we pull back and how bullish we are next week. But the plan is to be looking to take price back to that high. It generally looks like pound pairs do have that upside, because I'm looking at pound NZD as well. I'm looking at something similar back to the high. Pound CAD, that's kind of already done its job, but that one got back to its high. Pound CHF, that one looks like it's coming back to its high as well. Euro pound, that's coming back to the lows, of course, still showing pound strength as well there. So generally looks like pound is still very, very strong at the moment, and yeah, pound yen's been bullish as ever as well. So yeah, mainly looking for pullbacks on these pound pairs, pound USD in particular, and looking to take some buys. Okay, so we'll go through USD JPY and pound Aussie as well. It's another pound pair. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Devon, that would make sense at 100%. Pound is definitely much stronger than USD at the moment, so buying pound yen would look a lot better in terms of the current momentum than dollar yen, 100%. But momentum changes. Pound is really strong today. Maybe tomorrow, I mean, not tomorrow, maybe Monday, pound's kind of just and dollar's really strong. So things can change quite quickly. Depends, how long you're looking to swing the market for. But the way I'm looking at the yen pairs in general is that they're all showing strength together because just yen is just so weak. So it's not really that I'm picking dollar to buy. It's more that yen is just weak and I'm just trying to find a good technical setup. And because USD has come back to a nice area of confluence, if I quickly expand to the daily chart, first of all, we're testing a really nice high there. Prior swing high, which price broke through, finally came back for the retest. And of course, we've got a long-standing trend line there as well. So pound might get back to its high quicker than dollar. But in terms of the technicals, dollar to me looks a little bit better. So I would look to trade this one because, again, I have to follow my plan at the end of the day. And I'm looking for technical aspects, and the boxes are ticked here with dollar yen more so than pound yen, even though pound yen might get back to its high quicker. But then again, I think there's more pips to catch anyway with dollar yen because the drop we had on pound yen, we kind of moved almost half of that already, whereas dollar was still close to the bottom. So I feel like we've got a long way to go as well. But yeah, you're definitely right. Pound is a lot stronger and it's probably going to move a bit faster. But I like where we're trading with the dollar pair, the dollar currency, dollar yen currency pair. Yeah, it is moving. Pound is seeing some volatility. Hopefully that sustains. But yeah, I mean, it was chaos earlier this year. Now Labour stepped in. We're seeing pounds soar. So hopefully we can continue that and ride that momentum as well. Same thing with copper. I haven't actually looked at copper. Gold and silver look very, very bullish this week. Is copper doing it? Okay, XCUSD. So yeah, with copper, last time we spoke, I think we were over here. I said some shorts back to the area look good, and then possibly some buys back up there again. And the buys are looking okay. It looks like we're sort of trying to break underneath the level, but we're seeing some nice momentum step back in. I think generally I'll still be looking to buy the metals. To me, gold and silver look a lot better than copper. But I do think copper is slowly going to follow behind. So yeah, I think copper looks like a good buy, but silver just looks a lot better and gold looks a lot better as well. The momentum is a lot stronger. But I would imagine it would make a similar move too. Thoughts on DXY, okay, I will touch on that. I will still go through dollar yen, pound Aussie, ether, so do not worry. Okay, fair play to him. Fair play. I mean, that's one of the benefits of course, understanding fundamentals well, is that you can position yourself long term if you're expecting a currency to gain value or lose value long term based on whatever reason. You can just position yourself. You can position yourself in a long term position, or even actually physically change your money. I've seen some people, take out their money in a bank in the UK with pounds and put it in a bank in the US or in Europe. Again, it depends really, because sometimes it's not even worth it because of the exchange rate as well. But if you're going to hold for like maybe a year or two and you're expecting pound to be really strong for the next 6 months to a year, then it might pay off. Okay, so I'll take a look at pound Aussie and dollar yen. So yeah, pound Aussie looking bullish. We were talking about this one yesterday. We came back into a really nice level of daily support, and we're bouncing pretty hard from it. So as we can see, 1, 2, I think we extend this across over there as well. Support there too. So it's a really nice level here, around 1.895, and prices reacted pretty well. So yesterday I was talking about price maybe coming back into this area because we've been pretty consistent with all these lower highs, and there's a good chance we could be coming back into that same area, maybe for another lower high, or maybe this time we're going to break through. Who knows? But at least I'm expecting some momentum in that direction. So yesterday I said if we can see some breakouts, which we did, price finally did clear that resistance and broke pretty hard. What would be nice though would be a retest of this structure now, which we kind of almost saw early hours of the morning. Actually not early hours, that's 7 a.m. So we almost got there, but not quite. So what would be nice if price can come back down again, and then you can position yourself long on the back of that. That was the plan from yesterday. And then yeah, ride it back to some of these areas here where we've got a lot of bearish momentum around 1.92-ish. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound Aussie. I'm very, very bullish on pound NZD, and I think pound Aussie is just following behind slowly. But now that we've seen some momentum, now that we've rejected this area well and truly, I'll be expecting us to pick up pace, at least back to that trend line. And then we'll go from there. But to me, that's still a solid level of support. Looks like we're going to get a strong weekly close as well. How are the weekly candles looking this week? The XY looking pretty bearish, but it looks like it might just leave another wick in this area, which doesn't really give us too much information of what the next move is likely to be. Because after we had this week's candle last week, I said there's a good chance price will get back to this area because of all these wicks. And we've seen such a strong close, momentum will probably spill over into the new week, which we did see. But now, what's the next move? Are we going to break through this, or are we going to respect it? I mean, I don't see price breaking through today. I mean, I think we do have some news later today for dollar, but it's not going to be as big as CPI yesterday. So you've got PPI at 130. So yeah, I don't expect that to do anything too crazy. Maybe it will, but I highly doubt it. So yeah, what I'm looking at for dollar is a break of this support. That's what I think will most likely happen. And then we'll probably start opening up the doors to a lot more downside back to these areas. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for the dollar, but things need to happen for that to be set in motion. And the big thing being breaking through this area. Because I could be wrong. We could definitely respect this and start pushing back up again. But I do think there's a good chance we break through. So if we can see a nice break of that level, then I think that opens up the door to some really nice shorts. I'm looking at some other dollar pairs on the weekly chart. Yeah, pound USD looks really, really strong. A lot of momentum to the upside there. 2 strong closures in a row now. Strong close last week, but that just came back into resistance. So I didn't read too much into that. But now we're closing firmly outside of that area. It could end up being another fake out like it was over here, but I doubt it. I think we are going to commit now. I think this was the big fake out, and now we're going to see the follow through because we have been printing these higher lows here. One over there, second over there, third over there. Now we're going to see price push back to the high. So pound USD looks really interesting to me next week, especially with that weekly close. Aussie dollar still showing momentum from previous weeks. I think there's a good chance we get back to the high here. So that will be the plan next week. Euro USD, it depends if we're going to break out this descending channel, because this might just be a really ugly bull flag pattern. Huge impulse there. And then this could just be a very prolonged correction. And now we're going to see a continuation of that. So I'm kind of looking at Euro USD in that way, where this is a big impulse, we're correcting, and now we're going to see another impulse, maybe back to the high. It's a bit of a stretch, but I feel like if we do break out of that descending channel, then things get a lot clearer. So that's kind of what I'm hoping price does, but again, I don't think we do that this week at least. And as the USD, that one still looks crazy. I don't really know what's going on here, so I'm not going to look too much into that one. We're kind of just trading nicely in this range, waiting for price to commit, and then I'll know what to do next. But as long as we stay in that area, I'm not going to read too much into price. Use the CAD weekly chart, same as last week as well. Just another meaningless candle inside of this range here. I want price to commit outside of that, and then we can read more into price. But I do feel like it's just a matter of time before we do break to the downside. So that's what I'm expecting for dollar CAD, but of course I want to see it happen first. Silver, strong close last week. I do think that momentum will spill over into next week. This week's just a small body candle, but I do think we will continue back to the high eventually. Same thing with gold, already kind of spiked into it, but I do think we will go higher. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the dollar pairs. Still looking for more weakness in the dollar. Some pairs look clearer than others. But I'm excited because the opportunities do look good. Where was I? Okay, staying out because of the rate cuts. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, for me, I don't know. Dollar hasn't been particularly great in terms of momentum, but I've liked some of the moves from time to time. It has been some nice moves, especially on Euro USD. But generally speaking, the price action has been much tougher this year as it's been in previous years. So it's definitely been a bit more difficult, and I've had to be on my toes a little bit more. But yeah, that's trading for you. I mean, with the yen pairs, you know what you're doing there in terms of the direction you're trading in. It's just finding the right time to strike, really. But then with the yen pairs, it's been difficult because with my plan, it hasn't always ticked all the boxes, so it hasn't actually allowed me to take trades. But with dollar yen, that's ticked in a lot of boxes there coming to that area. So hopefully I do get some positions on dollar yen at least, because definitely I've missed out on a lot of momentum with the yen pairs. How's the Japanese index doing? Didn't look at this one yesterday. So yeah, that one broke the high, which we were looking for it to do. It's come down, not that hard, but it could just be time for that retracement, which is why I kind of think maybe the yen pairs might see a bit more downside. But we'll see, because it could definitely respect this level and push back up again. But if it comes a little bit deeper, then we could see something like this happen, which just means a bit more retracement for the yen pairs. But we'll see. That's just me thinking out loud. Okay, I'll take a look at S&P 500. We'll go for Bitcoin as well. I haven't actually looked at Bitcoin since yesterday. Oh, it's a T. I didn't know it was a T more. I thought you just meant put that in like some water and shot it. But I haven't though. I've taken some honey though, which I think has helped soothe the throat. But yeah, I didn't realize it was a T. JPY. No, it would have been to the intervention by Japan. CPI wouldn't cause a move like that. CPI wouldn't cause a move like that, Casperia. That would be Bank of Japan doing their thing. CPI will cause momentum. It's weird because it came at like around the same time, so it kind of looked like it was CPI. And CPI would have caused some momentum 100%, but a move like that doesn't happen off the back of CPI. That's definitely an intervention. You mean another intervention next week? I doubt it. They don't do it so quickly one after the other. I know they could do. I'm not an expert with the Japanese banking system, so I have no idea. Yeah, I feel. I mean, I don't know. I don't expect them to. I mean, if you look through previous price action, it kind of happens every couple of months, maybe a little bit longer. So I don't expect back to back in a week, but who knows? Maybe they will. But I wouldn't bet on it. Okay, putting hot water. Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. Is that like actual fresh ginger? I would assume so. Because it'd be a bit weird if you get like ginger out like one of those ready-made kind of granules of ginger. Chop a little bit off, put it in the water. Lemon honey. It sounds decent, to be fair. It sounds like it tastes really nice. Subscribe to the Japanese government intervention forex signals. I'm pretty sure it'll be online somewhere. Because, of course, in our economic calendars, it's not there whenever they're going to do an intervention or mess with things. But it's definitely something that's pre-planned. It's not spontaneous. Then they don't just decide, okay, today I'm going to do a craziness in the market. So it's definitely pre-planned and it's somewhere. I don't know if we have access to that information. That might be the case, or I don't know. But yeah, it's not a bad forex signal though, because every time they do it, sell. Okay, did not know that. Holiday in Japan on Monday. Yeah, they've already done the intervention today, so I mean yesterday. Yeah, they'll take the weekend off. Okay, so S&P, we were moving pretty hard to the downside yesterday. Same with NAS as well. So pretty big move, but again, if I go to the daily chart, look at the bigger picture, it's not much in the grand scheme of things. Same with NAS as well. You know, that bearish candle doesn't really mean much. The trend is still firmly to the upside. So I'm still looking at buys and still looking at taking this higher. I did say a retest of this area over here would be a nice place for a long. Of course, it didn't happen. Price was just far too bullish to even retest that high. We may slowly be going to test it. I feel like that will be a really nice swing opportunity if that was to come into play. But yeah, I wouldn't be looking to long just yet. This is really heavy momentum, and how things are shaped up on the hourly, kind of like a big inverse V-shaped pattern. So I normally do expect this to see some more downside rather than push straight back up. But I would be expecting the bigger move to be back to the high. So it might take us back to that level, 55.10, and then that could provide some nice buys maybe sometime next week. But my best bet is that we probably will see some more continuation. Don't know, maybe this afternoon, maybe Monday. But I do think we'll probably see some follow through of that bearish move from yesterday. But the bigger move for me is still likely to the high. Same with NAS as well. That was a really big move. I feel like we probably will see some follow through of that. But as soon as we come back to these areas, I would be looking at buys. It's a level I said a retest would be nice. didn't happen, but now that we've got CPI coming into play, looks like it might actually happen. So yeah, I'll be keeping a close eye on that level, 20,070. I think that's a solid place for a buy. Okay, the roots. Voice like a rock star. Will that have me singing like Adele then? The voice of an angel, once I have a few of those teas. What's up, Leonard? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. What's on your watch list? Okay, let me just go through Bitcoin for Antonio, and then I will go through my watch list. Retail, I'm just reading your comment now. With dollar weakness and yen intervention, it's safe to buy dollar yen. Again, we never know if it's completely safe to do anything in the markets, do we? Bank of Japan could intervene again potentially, and we could still see another drop. Dollar could, keep its weakness, and we still see another drop lower. So it's never really truly 100% sure. But as a technical trader, I'm looking for technical things to come into place, which they have done for me with dollar yen. So I will be looking for buys if I do get a signal. I will be looking for buys. Again, all you have to do is manage your risk. Only lose money which you can afford to lose, and make sure you're trying to play the long run. You're not trying to make all your money in one day. It's a long run, it's a long game. It's going to take time to hit the targets you want to hit. So as long as you're playing the long-term game, you're protecting your risk and you're accepting the risk as well, then you're safe to take the trade. But always take a trade that you're comfortable in, that you makes sense to you, that's logical. But yeah, we could still see another drop to down, so that's still a risk. I don't want to say that's not going to happen, because it could do, but if I do get a good signal, I will still take a buy. Okay, so that's a very good tip. Tip more. Do not gamble, do not destroy the account. That's rule number 1. Okay, so yeah, with Bitcoin, what's happened with this one? Okay, Bitcoin's struggling a little bit. So yeah, Bitcoin for me is still at a very interesting area, 58, 57K, which is, I'm looking at this descending channel, and we're back at the low of that area. So this is where I did say buys look good for Bitcoin, and we're kind of just about holding onto that level. I must say, I'm not a big fan of these wicks here, because the market's tried to push on, and now it's left 1-2 wicks there to the upside, so it's showing signs of failure. So we might be seeing price roll over and spike again to the downside, or even break through potentially as well. But generally speaking, for me, this is still a nice area for a buy to anticipate some upside. If we do come lower, then I'm looking at a couple areas, 52K over there, which is not too far away, and also this swing high over there as well, just below it around 48K. So I've kind of got 3 areas I'm looking at, 1, 2, 3. So far we're still holding on that first one, so I'll still anticipate some upside. But if you do go and break through, then 52K and 48K are areas we'll consider. But yeah, I would still be bullish on Bitcoin. As I've said previously, this is a big bullish move, which I'm looking at this as a correction of, to see some upside, but we might come down a little bit further first. So watch out for that. What's my next target? Are you talking about next target for Bitcoin or next target for dollar yen? Well, I'll just tell you both. Well, next target for Bitcoin will be back at the high. That's the next place I'm expecting price. Expecting to come to. These are my 3 areas I'm expecting to see a reaction, and I'll be expecting price to come back to the high. I'm basically looking for the next bull run for Bitcoin. In terms of dollar yen, it's back to the high, keeping things simple. There is an area just below it, which could prove to be a bit interesting, which is this area here. Oh, did not mean to do that. Which is this area here. Because we broke this with a lot of momentum, and we could see price slowly push into that area and have a pretty big reaction. So I definitely will keep an eye on that area there too. But the main target, the next main target is back to the high. I do think all the yen pairs will push back to their high, and probably break the high as well. So the plan is, looking for opportunities there. But I'll go for my watch list. Like I said, dollar yen is on my watch list. So I'm looking for buys for this one. I'm waiting for a double bottom before I do find any entries, because you just had this first big drop. I kind of want to see momentum kind of being shaken out. So another drop would be nice, and then a failure to break through. That would be a big sign to me saying that, okay, buyers are firmly holding this area and we're likely going to push back up. And I'll be looking at 161.957 as my longer term target. So dollar yen is definitely on the watch list. In terms of the dollar pairs, pound USD firmly on the watch list as well. Looking for a big push back to the high there. So that's where I'll be looking to trade pound USD too. And the plan is just looking for some pullbacks. It's just very, very bullish at the moment. So you need to see a bit of this. Even a retest of this high would be nice. But next week for pound, that is an awful line, but you guys get the job. Thank you, Mar, for subscribing. Appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying the channel, by the way, the content, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe. It does help out. And of course, hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future, because you will be notified. And check out the Discord group as well. It's free. We'll be chatting there about different trading ideas, discuss opinions, trades, and anything trading as well. So check that out if you are interested. But yes, so pound USD looking at pullbacks and some buys, and looking to take it all the way back to there. So just looking for pullbacks. Aussie dollar likewise as well, looking for pullbacks there too. For this one, I'm going to start considering this area as a place for a buy. So if we come a little bit deeper into that area, I will consider that for a buy, because previously my areas of interest were this level here and this level here, but now it's kind of changed to this area first. And if we do come back deeper, fantastic. I'll see what we can do down there, but for now, this is kind of what I'm looking at. Silver, still looking for a buy. This one's melting pretty hard. I'm looking at some buys around 30.6 for a buy. Gold, I'm looking at 23.93 for a buy as well. Pound NZD, I'm waiting for a big pullback, but I'm not going to really focus on that one too much because it's just been way too bullish. And Euro CHF, I'm looking for a sell at the high there too. So there's quite a few pairs on my watch list. But a quick recap: Euro CHF sells, Pound NZD buys, gold buys, silver buys, Aussie dollar buys, Pound USD buys, and dollar yen buys. So yeah, that's a quick summary. Okay. High on ginger. But yeah, that's my watch list. That's what I'm looking at. Mainly looking for more weakness in the dollar. No problem, William. Happy to help. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you on Monday. Have a good weekend as well. Yes, Manzondi, I am in the GMT zone. UK time. I appreciate it more. Of course, I would wish you luck with your Euro yen positions, but don't think you need it, man. Do not think you need it. So yeah, with Euro USD, it's the most liquid FX pair because it's the most traded, most money traded in that market out of all other FX markets, probably any other market at all across the board. So Euro USD is the most liquid. There's more money getting moved back and forward in that market alone. So that one's going to move a lot neater and tidier compared to other FX pairs. You can see a big contrast between Euro USD and like Aussie New Zealand dollar or CAD CHF or even USD CHF. You can see a big difference because Euro USD, the price action is much truer, and it's going to be a lot cleaner. And I feel like Euro USD is one of the best pairs to start learning as a beginner because everything is a bit more tidier. I mean, at the moment, price action isn't particularly great because it's kind of consolidating, but it has really nice phases. Like Euro USD will go through a trending phase, it will go through a consolidation phase, very corrective phase, trending phase, consolidation phase, trending phase. So it has its moments, and it's good because you can learn kind of all phases of the market really for Euro. And of course, every other market will do its thing as well. But I feel like Euro USD is the father, and everything else is just variation. But yeah, it will be the most liquid, so that's why. What's up, Alex Hub? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Hollywood Israel. No, I did not enter Euro silver. I am looking to enter though. It's been pretty bearish, so I think it's probably giving me an entry pretty soon. Maybe Friday, maybe today, but I feel like probably next week. But it is slowly coming to play. Again, the plan hasn't changed one bit for silver. Still looking at a big swing all the way back to 32.3. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do with silver. Take it back to that high. Just waiting for a good entry. I feel like it's coming up pretty soon. Something like that is what I'm looking for. And gold, I'm looking for us to at least get to here, and then I'll see what we can do. But it's probably more of a trade for next week though. What's up, Pavinator? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a common one. To be fair, I'll probably use that at some point as well. To put like I've quit trading Forex, and then maybe I'm just taking a break for the week. I've seen that happen a lot. People do that a lot at Christmas as well. When people take time off Christmas trading, they do have quit trading Forex, and you have taken a break for a couple of weeks because of Christmas or because of the end of the year. Market's a bit dead, and then they start back again. Or they've gone to futures as well. Or a good one is I've quit day trading because I'm going to swing trading. Yes, I do have a Discord channel for elevating traders. It's completely free to join. The link is pinned at the top there, so go check it out if you're interested. But we'll be sharing updates there, talking about trade ideas, discussing opinions, different trades. So if that's something you are interested in, feel free to go and join, check it out. The link is up at the top. Morning, Lauda. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Is it right that sorta the market moves from liquidity to liquidity, and stop loss orders, market orders, is where liquidity will lie. But again, in terms of retail traders compared to the bigger players, we're very, very small. the amount of liquidity we make up compared to the bigger players is probably like, I think like 5% of the market, maybe even less than that. So it's not like, okay, the big players just need that little 5% to get the market moving. Of course not. The big players putting on their big positions, they will move the market. You know, moves like this happen because the big players are stepping in. Same like this, big players are stepping in. That's what really moves the market. Retail traders stop losses makes up a little bit of liquidity compared to the whole thing, but it's not going to change the game completely just because a bunch of people stopped out on gold. Now the market can move. So yeah, that won't be the case, but liquidity generally lies, you know, above and below key swing points. But and it will help with the market moving, but the big players are the ones that move it, because we only make up a small percentage. So it's more like liquidating their own positions to get things moving rather than just retail traders. Well, yeah, I'll be moving away from Telegram because I've got 2 Telegram groups. I've got a Telegram channel, which is where I post my trades, videos, tips as well. So that channel will still stay the same, which is where I can only post and people can subscribe to that. So check that out, link to that in the description as well. But then I do have a Telegram group, which I'll be moving over to Discord. So that will be moving over to Discord. But the main channel will still stay. But yeah, the group will be moving over to Discord. What's up, Just Football? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Looking at silver long, looks promising. Took the words out my mouth, Lauder. I completely agree. Silver looks very, very promising. I'm looking for some buys around 30.6. Really nice move to the downside. Silver's been a lot more bearish than gold. It's actually erased completely its move from the CPI yesterday, because CPI came into play over here. CPI came into play over here, and we topped out over there, and it's completely erased that whole move there. So yeah, it's completely gone back, but the idea is still the same. Looking to long it. Even if we retrace a little bit deeper, I've talked about this area here before. Even if we retrace a little bit deeper, this is still a nice little level for a buy. Essentially, all I'm looking for silver is a pullback of this move. So if it stops out here, I'll look to see what I can do. If it pulls back a little bit deeper, fantastic. But I do think we'll just form a higher low at some point and push out. Same thing for gold as well. We've looked so bullish. I think we'll retest some structure. Gold can even move deeper if it wants to. Retest the high there. You know, just looking for a good entry and a good area to enter. And I've got a couple of them for gold, a couple of them from silver. We're coming into one right now, so I'll see what we can do this afternoon. If nothing this afternoon, then of course we'll be looking closely on Monday. But yeah, looking to buy. Oh my word. 13% on the futures market. I've not seen that documentary before. Yeah, of course, the big players will dictate where the market goes. But again, you placing one lot on Euro USD below a low is not going to change anything, really. Because with retail traders, most of the time we're kind of 50-50 in the market. Most of the time there would just be as much sellers as there's buyers of the retail traders. So you have a lot of orders underneath here, a lot of orders underneath there. Sure, it will play into liquidity, but in terms of the real moves in the market, like this move here, it's not because a lot of retail traders got into the market. It's because bigger players are pushing. and either taking positions off or adding positions on or whatever they're doing. Again, I'm not an expert with how institutions or big players or banks trade. I have no idea because I'm not a bank. But all I know is that they have a lot more money to play with, and they will have to trade the market differently to us because they can't just open MT5 and trade with a billion dollars. It's a little bit different for them. So we'll take a look at S&P. Three-pot dot from the 90s. Okay, wow. Is it just they did trade futures? Nice, Pavinator. Welcome. And that goes for everyone else as well. Feel free to join the Discord. It's completely free. And join it. We'll be discussing trade ideas. I'll post my trade ideas as well. People can post theirs. And we'll discuss and learn from each other. So if that is something you are interested in, check it out. Okay, let me quickly go through pound USD and I'll take a look at S&P. If I have missed out a pair someone's requested, just drop it in the chat again because I feel like I've forgotten someone's pair. But yeah, with pound for me, pretty straightforward. Just looking at pullbacks for this one. We've had a really nice breakout this week. And I think if I go to the weekly chart, see a little bit clearer. But we've been trapped in this range here for the whole year pretty much. As you can see, as we come into 2024, we're just being back and forth in this range. And this week's candle is a really, really important candle because it looks like price has chosen its path, broken the range clean, and most likely will give us a pretty strong close. I mean, we've still got 10 hours left before it does close, but I don't think anything crazy will happen today, where things will look a lot different. It's going to close somewhere where it is maybe a bit further down or further up. But nonetheless, a clean break of that level. So the next major target for pound would be back at this high here. And that is the direction I'll be looking to trade pound USD in for the next few days, few weeks until we get there. So for pound, only thing I'm after is some good pullbacks, retest some structures, a nice high over here. That could be a really nice place for a retest next week and take some buys accordingly. But all I can see right now is that there's a lot of momentum right now with pound USD, and I want to be a part of that. So yeah, hopefully you can find some pullbacks. In terms of S&P, something similar as well. We still do have a lot of momentum in the market, and we have a really nice level here, which still remains untested. So I would be looking at buys from that area. We've had a really sharp move to the downside yesterday, and I think we probably haven't seen the end of that. I do think we're probably going to continue further. Similar to NAS as well. I do think NAS will continue further as well to test that level. I mean, NAS is a lot closer, but I do think we'll probably come a little bit lower first, and then we'll see some nice buying opportunities. But I do think price is still likely to push back to the high. So yeah, for the indices, still very, very bullish. Okay, I'll check it out. Holy One of Israel. I'll check him out. Yes, I do backtest my strategy. Well, there are a few softwares you can use, but for me, TradingView is very, very good for backtesting. You can use FX Replay as well. They're a little bit better because you can kind of play it bar for bar, and you can go right down to the low time frames and kind of block out future price action. So it's a bit more helpful in that regard. But if you've already got a subscription to TradingView, might as well take advantage of that subscription as best as possible. And the replay tool is very, very useful. I've been using it for years. Go back wherever, go to the time frames you're looking to work on, and start testing away. So yeah, I think TradingView is very, very helpful for that. But FX Replay is pretty good as well. There's another one which I've forgotten about. If it comes back to me, I'll let you know. But FX Replay is pretty good as well. But if you're already subscribed to TradingView, I would recommend TradingView, and then get Excel spreadsheet as well, and then copy your results as you go along. What's up, Bruno? Morning from Portugal. Wicked. Whereabouts in Portugal? Lisbon, Porto. Where are we at? Yes, I do analyze a NASDAQ. I'll take a look at NASDAQ for you. US 100, no problem. Yes, okay. A lot of people looking for NAS, looking to long 19976. Okay, we'll take a look. Oh, Farah, just about mentioned Farah as well. Yeah, Farah is very, very nice. Okay, so with NAS 100, yeah, for me this one looks the best in terms of the price action, neat and tidy, because we've got a clean level here at 20.075, which is the area I was mentioning, I think last week even. I said it would be nice to get a retest of this level. I'm just not too sure if we'll see it. Now that we had CPI, it's kind of just given us a big move down, and now the opportunity for that retest has come around. So I would be looking at buys from 2070, 2100, and effectively looking to take it back to the high. I think some of these areas here make up for good targets, because you don't want to be a one-trick pony trying to hold it all the way back to the high, just in case we do topple out halfway, which we could easily do. So I would keep an eye on this area here as like a first target, or as an area to take partials. But this also looks like a really nice target, because the market's still so bullish. We're looking at the daily chart here. Look at the momentum we have. I think there's a pretty nice trend line keeping us bullish there as well. So as long as you kind of keep respecting that as well, I do expect us to keep pushing higher. We got a low over there, higher low there, higher low here, higher low there. We'll be looking at another higher low forming there as well. So looking for more upside. Do you think there's a good chance we can get back to the high and potentially higher as well? And yeah, for me that looks like a solid place for an entry. Again, I don't trade NASDAQ, but if I did, I'll be looking buys from here at least back to this first level there. And then if we can get back to the high, great. No way more. You've used TradingView 5 years and never had the membership. Doesn't that ad annoy you? Because that's one of the main reasons why I got the subscription ages ago, because of the ads kept popping up every 5 seconds in the corner. Which annoyed me. But to be honest, I barely use like the features of TradingView as well as I could do. I mean, I've started using the data a little bit more, because with the subscription I have, I can go pretty far back, so it's helpful for back testing and stuff. But in terms of like what they offer, it's pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I don't need all of this. There's 14 squares here. What am I going to need 14 squares for? I mean, I don't even have that upgrade yet. Okay, my plan gets me 10 charts. But again, what do I need 10 charts for? Like, this is crazy. So I better use the subscription to my full potential. But hey, if you are subscribed, might as well use it. All of one PPI. No, I don't expect. No, I don't expect it to be a bigger CPI. CPI has been pretty big in the past kind of year and a half or year. It's been pretty big. So CPI for me, I kind of look at that one in terms of NFP and FOMC, Fed interest rate. For me, those are the big three at the moment. PPI, I don't really expect too much. It will probably move the market a little bit. We'll probably see a bit of movement this afternoon, but nothing compared to CPI most likely. I don't want to say 100% because nothing in the market is really 100%, but 9 times out of 10, we're not going to see too much from PPI this afternoon. At least compared to CPI yesterday anyway. Bruno. More of a swing trader. I don't hold my trade for too long. Averages about a couple days for my winners. So not like a long term swing trader where I hold it for multiple weeks. I can do, depends on the trade. Sometimes trades will take a little bit longer to play out, but on average I'll say 2-3 days is how long I hold my positions. Sometimes it could be within the day as well. If it really gets going, things look good. But that's kind of my average. Why I don't trade NAS? Well, I haven't back tested it. Holy one of Israel. Haven't back tested it. I don't think I've ever placed a trade on NAS before. I mean, again, technical analysis is still technical analysis, so I do expect the way I trade to work on NAS as well, and pretty much any other market too. But each market has certain tendencies, how it moves. And with FX, gold, and silver, I'm very familiar with them because I've been trading them for years. I'm looking to add US 30 as my little taster into the indices, and maybe I do add NAS after and then S&P as well. But I want to at least gain some nice experience back testing it first before I do take any live positions, because the indices do move a little bit different to FX pairs. So me back testing, I would definitely learn a few things about the indices, about US 30. And then that will, of course, give me a lot more confidence when I'm trading it live, because if I just go in with a position and I've never traded it before, again, I do expect my edge to eventually come into play, but it's just a different ball game because it's a different market. It's not like another Forex pair. So yeah, I'm going to start with US 30, see how that goes, and then I'll probably add NAS later, because I'm looking to probably remove Aussie New Zealand dollar. I just don't trade it that much. I mean, I say that, but I've got a feeling we're probably going to see a big breakout soon and things will look a lot better, because basically I've started my trading journey for Aussie New Zealand dollar inside of this range, so it just hasn't been a good pair to trade for me. Same kind of thing with Euro Pound as well. Started my trading journey in this range here too, so it's not really a great market. But I got a feeling we will see a breakout of these ranges soon, and then they will become really attractive pairs to trade. Same thing with Aussie New Zealand dollar as well. But I think, generally speaking, it'll be more profitable to trade US 30 just because it has that natural trend to it. Same with like NAS and S&P. So I'll probably remove those two currency pairs and replace it with the indices. But I'll start with US 30 though, to get my feet wet. because they do move differently. I can tell. I look at indices for a while now, and I can tell they move a little bit differently to your normal FX. If you can have anything for free, why pay for it? I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, to be fair. If you can have it for free, why are you paying for it? Yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm looking to add US 30, at least US 30 first, and then maybe S&P and NAS as well. Because at the end of the day, the technicals, get you so far. But if you're trading a trending strategy, there's only so much success you can see in a market that is a bit sideways in general. To really maximize your trading strategy, maximize returns, you need a trending market. And although the FX pairs do have some nice trends from time to time, I mean, the JPY pairs are looking really good. Sometimes the dollar pairs do move well too. CHF pairs have some nice trends to them as well. Each FX pair will have its moment in the sunlight. So when they do have the moment, I want to make sure I can pounce on them to the best of my ability. But then again, indices just have that natural uptrend to it. No matter how far they go down, they always do find that higher low and push on. So that's why I'm looking to add them to my list as well. And probably get rid of a couple pairs that aren't really too profitable for me in general anyway. And that's kind of why I added gold and silver. I added gold and silver about almost 3 years ago now. Because gold and silver just have that natural trend to them, not as much as the indices, but they do have that natural trend to them, and they do have a lot of momentum as well. So that's why I added gold and silver, because I know they're a bit more volatile, and generally speaking, I'm expecting them to keep going up. So yeah, I'm kind of at that stage where I think US 30 is probably my next victim. No way, Lorda, you shorted your yen. Fair play, that is brave stuff. Gold performs in the 1 minute nowadays. Yeah, there's no way I'm looking straight gold in the 1 minute. I'll let you have your fun with that. I like gold, but I'm not going to drop below the hourly chart. I don't think I'll ever drop below the hourly chart for any market, really. I don't like the fast pace. Even the hourly is a bit fast paced, to be honest. Philip, advisable to wait after news before placing a trade. I don't know, because with NAS in the New York session in particular, it is going to react to the news. How much? I don't think it will be too much, given it's PPI. If it was CPI yesterday, then I would say, yeah, definitely wait for after the news. PPI today, I'm not expecting too much, but then I would expect to see some movement. Depends. If you're on the lower time frames, like the 5 minute, 15 minute chart, then yeah, I would say definitely wait after the news, because even a little bit of fluctuation will probably skew things for you. If you're operating on the hourly 4 hour, you might be able to get away with it. Because you'll have naturally a bigger stop loss, bigger room to play with. But if you're on the 15 and below, I would wait after. If it's like the 4 hour or hourly chart you're operating on, I think you'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, NAS anyway is quite dead, and I feel like it's probably just waiting for the New York session anyway. So it's probably best to probably wait for the news to get things going, because probably until the news happens, we'll probably stay comfortably inside this range. So you're probably not going to see too much movement anyway. Yeah, that's true. I think that's why with the indices, because you can make a lot bigger gains quickly on the indices as well. Everything's a bit more fast paced, everything's a bit bigger. You don't need a huge lot size to make decent gains. Why are you seeing daily or monthly if you trade 5-15? I don't trade the 5 or 15 all in one. I didn't trade those time frames. The lowest I go is at hourly. I'll look at the 5 or 15 for people who want me to look at it, of course. But for me personally, I don't drop below the hourly. Don't worry, Matt. It's a battle I feel like a lot of people are battling at the moment. It's not really talked about that much as well. But they're very, very addictive. Gold, okay, I'll take a look at gold. Yeah, all in one, I do not trade on the 5 or 15 minute time frames. I do not drop below the hourly. But yeah, for gold, I really like gold. It looks like it's picking up some momentum as well. Again, the idea is very, very simple with gold. We've had a lovely low, we've made a new high, had a new low in, a new high. So again, the plan is to look for the new higher low. I'm at least wanting to see a retest of the high here at 23.93. So I want a bit more downside for us to get there. Then I'll start investigating for some trade opportunities. And in terms of where I'm looking to take the trade to, it's back at the high here at 24.40. So let me mark that there. So that is where I'm expecting gold to end up. Probably next week, actually. Probably next week. But yeah, gold for me is pretty straightforward here. Price action is clear, clean, momentum in there. Really strong break of structure. So I'm really liking gold. I even like it more than silver. It's just that silver's closer to the level. So yeah, hopefully we can get some entries probably next week at this point. But yeah, the idea is simple. Looking for retests of these areas. I'll also keep an eye on this area here as well. This is where all the momentum came from CPI. So we could come a little bit deeper. But those are the areas I would consider for some buys, even the high here as well. If we have a really big pullback, which I don't think we'll have, but I'll keep an eye out for that as well. Casperio. Well, I kind of like focusing during the London session. Most of my trades do incur during the London, so I like it when we do see a bit of a fake out during the London session of the previous Asian session, or maybe even the previous New York session from the day before. In terms of New York, normally it kind of waits for the news. So normally you would see kind of a fake move around 1:30, 1:32 p.m. So I'd say around there, normally the fake move would normally have happened by then. So then you're kind of looking to trade from then onwards. But I like it in the London session, like 8, 9 a.m. Again, I don't drop low to the lower time frames to investigate how we've done it. I can kind of judge it on the hourly time frame. Like on gold here, we had a really nice fake out of this low here. This was kind of like 4 p.m., 4 p.m. It gave a nice entry signal for me on the 30-minute chart, but again, I don't drop below the hourly. Nice shift of momentum there. But that happened 2, 3 p.m. So yeah, if you're looking to trade after 2 p.m., I think it'll be a nice time, because you had the kind of news as well, which is normally used to catch people on the wrong side as well. So once you've kind of bypassed all of that, should be a little bit more smooth after. Henry, no, I do not. Some people do that if you're relying purely on momentum for your trades. Like some people trade like charts or patterns where there's a lot of momentum in the market and they look for a quick like bull flag or something like that, and they'll take a trade on the breakout. So effectively what you're saying with this pattern is that there's a lot of momentum in the market. I'm looking for all of this to continue and see higher prices. So if the market starts to consolidate again, that's not really a good sign that the momentum is likely to continue, and it might beat the purpose, so you probably want to exit that position. But the way I trade is normally, I'm following trend, but it's kind of mean reversion as well, because there's a uptrend and I'm looking to try and catch the pullbacks. So if the market starts to consolidate when I enter, we can still definitely break higher, so I wouldn't close the position. But if you're relying purely on momentum for your trades and you're catching breakouts, then you don't really want to see price consolidate. But I'm looking for break and retest, I'm looking for pullbacks, I'm looking for corrections. So if it consolidates, it's fine, as long as it's still above my level or above the confidence I'm entering on. So I wouldn't close the trade. And even if it's right next to my target, then I might close it if it looks like it's about to reverse. Because well, again, last year I would have done that. This year I'm trading a stop loss, so I'll wait for it to hit my trading stop loss anyway, so I don't really have that issue this year. But last year I would do, because if I'm running 1 to 3, I don't want that to come all the way to break even just because it was 5 pips away from my target. If it's consolidating here and it does drop down, you just take the profit, move on. Sure, it might still come up and hit your target, so you do kind of run the risk of that happening as well. But I think it's a lot easier on the mental. I think experience will tell you what to do, really, because sometimes it's best to leave it, sometimes it's best to intervene. I feel like if you're still very much a beginner and you're still trying to find your feet, just let it do its thing. If it does reverse against you, it does reverse. It's part of the game. If it does hit your target, nice, move on to the next position. And then once you gain a bit more experience, then you can start to use that to your advantage. Say, okay, I'm going to close this position early, or I'm going to let it do its thing. So if you've got that natural experience, use it. If not, look to gain it. Daniel, long NAS. Yeah, I'm not sure about NAS right now. I mean, I do like NAS because it's got a really nice level here on the 4 hour and a really nice long-term trend line as well. So there's a lot of confidence for me around 2100. But the thing I don't like about it right now is it's just moving sideways, especially after such a huge drop there. I do not like that one bit. Because all the momentum in the market is still with the bears with this huge move. We've just kind of moved sideways right now, and normally if we're going to reverse all this momentum and push up, you do want to kind of see a big kind of fake to the downside, a big wick to the downside, at least showing you that the market is holding support very well and is likely to push back up again. Right now, the chances are this big impulse is just having a breather to push down some more. So that's kind of how I'm looking at NAS at the moment. because there's still so much momentum with the bears. Again, I don't want to talk you out of the position. Like you said, you trust that pattern, and I assume it's part of your plan, and something you've traded a lot before. So if that's the case, see it through. Worst that happens, you get stopped out. As long as you're managing your risk, it's not the end of the world. Everyone takes a loss, takes a losing trade. So no need to get upset about it. But of course, if you're going to ask for my opinion, I don't like the buys yet. Price could reverse from here, but what I want to see is a big wick piercing lower. Even better if it comes into my confluence, but just a sign saying that, okay, we're holding this support well, and we're likely to push up. Not really seeing that right now. It's just a lot of dojis and sideways candlesticks, which just mean the market is stabilizing, and it could very easily continue down. So yeah, I'd wait for a bit more signs of rejection, which might come in the New York session. And even if you do get stopped out, you can look for a re-entry as well. Talking out of the position. Yeah, I mean, I always fear that I do that sometimes, because people ask me about their trades, and if I don't like the trade idea, I'll say that, and I'll say why I don't like it. I just got a feeling that people would just exit trades because I say that. But then at the end of the day, again, all I do is react to price action. I don't predict what price will do next. We could very much fly to the moon from here, and it could be a wonderful trade. That is very much a possibility. But it's just not a trade that I'll take. So that's my 2 pence. But yeah, for me, the watch list is looking pretty ripe for next week. Pound USD longs, Aussie dollar longs, silver longs. May even get a trade today, so I have to keep an eye on that. Gold longs probably for next week. We're not quite there yet. How's your CHF doing? Still looking bullish, so no trade there. Pound NSD longs look good too, but I need a big pullback for that one. So those are the main pairs I'll focus on. Maybe things might change by the end of the day. We've got a bit of news in the afternoon. I don't expect much from it, but maybe it might change some things. And if USD CAD decides it finally wants to break out, then I will add that to the watch list as well. But it's taking its sweet time. I think we just need dollar to break. So if dollar can break this support by the end of the day, that would be absolutely fantastic, because then that would clear everything for next week. Because if it doesn't break through, then it's still that possibility we could consolidate and maybe push higher, which will ruin a lot of my ideas I have for next week. So if it can just keep going and break through, beautiful stuff. I mean, not that it can't be a fake out, and not that we can't get back above it, but it just means we're more likely to continue lower, which is what I want to be seeing. So yeah, still dollar bear, and anticipating a lot more of the same. We'll see what we have this afternoon, of course, with the PPI, but not expecting anything too crazy. Okay, taking half a risk. I'm also expecting a wick. Yeah, again, the market loves its fake outs, and especially coming to the afternoon, the New York session, where things will probably start moving a little bit, because London and New York, all we've seen is just sideways on NAS. We haven't really done much. It's definitely finding support, which is a good sign that we could turn around. But yeah, all it's done is move sideways. So there'll be a lot of traders here, like yourself, buying, and a lot of people selling as well, kind of battling out here, seeing who's going to win. So I feel like we're going to see some wicks, up or down, fake some people out before we do see some momentum. So I would kind of anticipate that to happen. But yeah, I will be looking at buys as well for now, as I do think we're likely going to see higher prices. I like this area of confluence here with the trend line and that support level. So I do expect us to push on. But anyway, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. If you have found it useful, informative, educational, entertaining, please be sure to drop a like on the stream. It does really help out. Thank you to everyone who has liked the stream so far as well. It does really help out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Check out the free Discord channel for elevating traders. The link to that is pinned at the top there. You can't miss it. Discussing trade ideas there. I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions as the week comes to a close. Of course, I'll be discussing with other people. They can share their ideas as well. So check it out if that's something you are interested in. So make sure you go check that out. And also the Telegram channel is linked there too. But guys, really do appreciate everyone coming on to the stream. Thank you for coming on. I will be live every day next week as well, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. same time as always. So hope to see you guys then. Thank you to my moderators for helping out as well. But besides from that, guys, have a fantastic day, fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next one.